Hi Nishit.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks Nishit for coming up for this interview. So a lot of people have asked me like Nizam, what is NLP, and to know more about it. And that's where I want this interview specifically to help a lot of people to overcome the confusions about NLP and all that. So friends, here is one of the youngest master trainers in NLP, Nishit Shah. And Nishit Shah is the founder of Thought Labs, NLP trainer, coach, and mountaineer. Nishit um, is also the co-founder of NLP Conference India, has been developing the field of NLP for more than 12 years. He has helped more than 4,000 people across 25 different countries through his unique experiential programs. I vouch for it. It is completely experiential, friends, in multiple locations around the globe, which includes Bangalore, Goa, Himalayas, Thailand, Europe, Switzerland. Most of Nishit's work is grounded in modeling, where he has spent more than 7 years of his life modeling and living with monks in the Himalayas. That's very interesting, Nisha. And Thailand, base jumpers in Switzerland, the indigenous tribes of Brazil, and adventure enthusiasts from Argentina. Through his experience of modeling, he has designed unique learning systems to design innovative programs, retreats such as NLP at the Himalayas, which I'm really looking forward. Unfortunately, in this year, um, it got cancelled, right, Nishat?
Yeah, I would say postpone.
Postponed, not cancelled. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the correction. And which is an out of the world and life changing learning experience. Through these retreats, delegates get to learn NLP through real time modeling experience of the monks, the tribes, or the base jumpers based on the course they join. He has been actively working with the organizations by transforming the way they accomplish their results. He has worked with more than 50 different organizations to help build winning culture through purpose, courage, and leadership. Nishit is also a professional mountaineer. He's an example of apply to self first, where he is using all these learning experiences in life to summit Mount Everest. That's awesome. Yeah. So, Nishit, um, first, a very, very basic question. What is neuro linguistic programming?
First of all, thank you for having me here and having this call. Uh, so, neuro-linguistic programming. So there are different definitions of neuro-linguistic programming. Like if people can Google it, you'll find there are so many definitions. So I'll
Yes.
first give you the standard definition.
Okay.
Like the standard definition of neuro-linguistic programming is neuro, which stands for your neural system, your neurons, which is associated with how do you build your experiences through your senses.
Okay.
So how do you build your experiences through visually, auditorily, kinesthetically, uh, and so that translates to how do you feel something, how do you build emotions, how do you build your thoughts, thinking, what are the thinking patterns that you have. A lot of those things are like neuro.
Okay.
Linguistic, as it says, is language, which is both verbal and non-verbal. So,
Okay.
how does your language affect your experience for yourself, as well as how can you influence others to create change or for selling, for leadership, to bring out best in them, whatever the outcome would be. Uh, so, one is language is words, but the other is non-verbal. Non-verbal is your physiology, the way you speak, your tonality, the kind of sentence structures you create. So, those are all becomes non-verbal. And then there is programming. So programming is kind of putting it all together. So how do you kind of program your unconscious thinking by your senses, by your language, by your experiences, by your memories? And I say unconscious just because most of this programming is what people aren't aware of. It's at the unconscious level, and a big part of learning NLP is to bring it to consciousness so that you can really understand that what's really happening with you and what's really going on with you, and then you can make changes and make a shift at unconscious level so that naturally the results that you get in life changes. This is the standard definition. Simpler and easier to understand definition is it's often regarded as a science of excellence or a study of excellence. Um, because the way NLP was discovered was it was discovered out of modeling successful therapists initially. The founders of NLP, Richard Bandler and John Grinder, uh, they were meeting a lot of therapists, and they realized that some of them were able to get exceptional results, and others weren't. And they were in the same setup, so they were working from the same environment, same clients. Yet, how does someone get better results? So they started understanding that what's really going on. Because if everything on the outside is same, then there has to be something different on the inside. Right? So they started studying excellence in people, in therapists who are getting brilliant results out of their clients. And that's how it evolved, but now it's everywhere. You can study excellence full stop. You can study excellence in teachers, in leaders, in everyone around you. And so that's why it's considered a study of excellence, which is
Excellent
much simpler definition.
definition of NLP. Thank you. Thanks. That simplified what is NLP. And what inspired you to pursue NLP as a career, Nishat?
Quite a few things. For me, when I was young, I always wanted to. I was very interested in science, and I wanted to become astronaut, and I wanted to go in that direction. But things didn't quite work out in that direction,
Okay.
uh, and so uh, when I was studying, I lost a lot of interest in science, and I was going through some personal challenges.
Okay.
And usually, this is how most people get introduced to NLP. That when I was going through personal challenges, someone came and told me that, hey, you know what? You should go do NLP. It will help you. So I'm
Oh,
like, okay, there's no harm in trying it out. I was 17. I was
yeah.
in college. I was in second year of my college.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do NLP. And so the first ever experience that I had with NLP was amazing. It was brilliant. It was exceptional, and and that kind of got me so much interest because I was kind of losing. I'm still interested in science, but I was losing my interest in my engineering because it was very bookish,
Okay.
and I
Not
was
because
fine.
you could not study.
No, I was still a great student. I always got
Okay.
good marks.
Okay.
Uh, Even though I wasn't interested, I did decent. Yes. Uh, so I found my interest in humans, understanding human mind and human brain and working with humans. It was fascinating. So
Okay.
that's the time I decided that, you know what, I'm going to focus more on this. So by the time I was in third year of my engineering, I started this organization, Thought Labs.
Mhm.
Uh, and here we are today. That's how I got into NLP
How many years ago this Thought Labs emerged?
12 years ago.
12 years. And almost like, how old were you when you started Thought Labs?
I was 18, 18,
18.
19. Yeah.
Right, awesome. And Nishit, there are different levels in NLP. So,
Mm.
what are those each levels, and what is the difference between each level? Could you please explain?
So at the fundamental level, when the NLP was created by the founders,
Hmm.
they designed it to have three levels.
Okay.
The first level is NLP practitioner.
Hmm.
Uh, And I'll share what they are. The second level is NLP master practitioner, and then the third level is NLP trainer.
Okay.
NLP practitioner is where you learn all the tools and techniques and fundamentals of NLP.
Hmm.
Right? That's where you fully understand that how NLP works, how there are different methodologies of NLP, what are the different mindset of NLP.
Hmm.
One of the most common misconception that people have is that NLP is tools and techniques.
Hmm.
And today is being taught as tools and techniques. Like you want confidence, here's the technique, let's do this. You want this, let's do reframing. Or you are facing this challenge, let's do this technique. But like I said, the definition of NLP is a study. It's not a set of tools and techniques. It's about understanding the process of human experience.
Hmm.
It's understanding how, as humans, we build our internal experiences and how we can change that. And techniques are a result of that.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so once you start learning about human experience, you'll find some patterns.
Hmm.
And once you recognize those patterns, you can build some techniques that can help uh, with certain patterns. So that's one. So practitioner is about understanding that, understanding human experience, understanding what's the core of human experience and what can you do about it.
Okay.
Then the next level is master practitioner.
Hmm.
Uh, Master practitioner is learning about modeling. Uh, it's about learning what's the fundamental of modeling. Because in practitioner, you learn all the tools and processes which has been created over the period of time. In master practitioner, you learn to build those tools and processes yourself,
Hmm.
where you can learn. It, and the metaphor that comes to mind is uh, that people say that don't give someone fish, teach them fishing, because if you teach them fishing, then they are taken care for life.
Hmm.
It's a similar thing when you learn a technique which is developed by someone else. It may or
Hmm.
may not fully apply to you because as humans we are so different.
Yes.
So here you're learning to build your own models. You're learning to build your own processes by modeling some of the exceptional people around you,
Hmm.
so that you can build models that works for you, that are relevant to you, that makes a difference to you, and of course then to make a difference to others. So you test those models out for others, and that's what master practitioner is about. And then NLP trainer, which as the name suggests, that NLP trainer is becoming NLP trainer so that you can teach others to become practitioner and teach others to become master practitioner. So these are the three fundamental levels. But today you would see that a lot of people do NLP foundation level, which isn't mandatory,
Hmm.
but foundation level is useful for people because practitioner is a huge amount of investment of time and sometimes financially. And it's a 7-day course.
Hmm.
A good practitioner program is a 7-day course. There are always other practitioner programs which are 3 or 4 day course, which I would personally not recommend.
Hmm.
Now, for a lot of people to invest that 7 days, they need to know if it works for them or if it's good for them. And so that's why there are foundation program, which is like a 2-day program that people can experience. Um, People can experience and understand that what NLP is, how it works, and there are some significant changes that can happen through foundation program. But
Okay.
it's not a program that you can use to start
Up.
using NLP with others.
Okay.
For self, yes. For
Yes.
others, may not be so much.
Okay. Okay.
And then now there are NLP master trainer level. So
Master trainer.
master trainer, I mean, in India, everyone calls themselves master trainer. But technically, master trainer level is a lot of process that you have to go through. You have to contribute, build your own models, contribute to the field of NLP.
Hmm.
But then once you become a master trainer, then you can also start helping NLP trainers.
Okay. Okay. Right. Nishat, a biggest confusion in the NLP world is about certifications. ABNLP, SNLP, this NLP, that NLP. So, could you please just help, like, different boards, certifying bodies, and where to get started, and all that stuff is very, very confusing. So, uh, what's your suggestion about
Uh,
certification?
So the thing about certificates in NLP
Hmm.
uh, is that today, let's say you and me can come together and say we will build an Indian Institute of NLP and start
Okay.
certifying people.
Okay.
And that will be as relevant as any other certificate from ANLP or SNLP or
Hmm.
ABNLP and all of those.
Hmm.
Because in NLP, there are no centralized certification bodies,
Hmm.
uh, which means anyone can come out and start giving certificate. That is why the confusion is because everyone has started their own bodies.
Hmm.
Uh, Now, there are some really good certifying bodies that holds a certain standard,
Hmm.
but over the course of history of NLP, what has happened is that if, let's say, there is a certifying body that has a certain standard, and they will not certify anyone as an NLP trainer till those meet those standards.
Okay.
Now, now that person who hasn't met the standard isn't able to meet the standard. Instead of working over it, what they decide to do? Okay, you know what? I'm going to start my own certifying body
Okay. Okay.
and start certifying people.
Hmm.
And they start their own certifying body, which may not be as up to the mark. And this has happened over the course of time. So it's really difficult to even recognize uh, what works and what doesn't. So instead, I always recommend people that any certificate you get in NLP is valid because certificates are important. They are the way for you to understand that you've done something and you accomplished something, right?
Hmm.
And any certificates that you get are valid. But I would rather focus on it's the same scenario as any degree that you get in college from that you get in college from is valid, but it's very different when you get it from IIT, or it's
Yes.
very different when you get it from Harvard.
Hmm.
Um, and so my recommendation or what I usually suggest people is that don't chase certificates.
Okay.
Chase who you get that certificate from and chase who you learn from. Because in last 12 years of me doing NLP, not once anyone has asked me to show them my certificate. Like
Okay.
not once. Uh, so which means that if you are skilled enough and if you're able to genuinely make a difference to people, then they won't need to know whether you're certified or not.
Okay. Okay. It's the
And
skill more important.
yes. So my suggestion is that focus on developing skills.
Hmm.
Focus on learning with trainers who are authentic and genuine and who are not trying to take shortcuts to do 3 day, 4 day, 5 day practitioner program, but who are focused on you developing skills. Because NLP is like any other study, like science, like physics, like engineering. It's a study that requires you to invest your time and effort. It's not a shortcut where, some trainers would just say 5 days and you get 10 certificates and there are 100 people in the room. That doesn't work. Uh, you will get those certificates, great. Will you get those skills? I I doubt it. Uh, for me personally, I have learned from 8 to 10 different trainers over the course of last 10 years. Trainers, people who were initial part of discovering NLP, people from all over the world who've experience of 30, 40 years of NLP and have spent that much time and effort to build those skills. And once you build those skills, then no one asks about certificates. So build those skills, work on yourself, because if you focus on transforming yourself, automatically things around you change. And people see that, and then people would go like, you know what? I want to work with this guy.
Yes. So, thanks, Nishit. Now things are slowly getting more clearer. But again, there is one more confusion. There
Yes.
is a course for $10. There is a course for $10,000, and what should one look while considering to take an NLP course? Should we consider like ideally 7 days practitioner course? Some say it is just 7 days all in one course. So like it's a lot of confusion. So could you please give some suggestions on considering to before taking up an NLP course?
I mean, there is no one answer to this.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that find see, I have again over the period of 12 years I've realized that some of the best NLP trainers are not the best I would say marketeers maybe. Uh, and and often what has happened is that people get uh, seduced by marketing
Hmm.
because someone is really great at marketing. They may not be the best trainer, but because
Yes.
they're great at marketing, they have this amazing profile and certificate and all of those things. I personally believe that have a conversation with the trainer. I would believe that uh, attend the foundation program if they have, attend their webinars and attend their free sessions, get an experience of the trainers. Because once you experience what difference that they can make, then it will be easy for you to understand that who works for you. Because not all trainers, everyone has their own style, everyone has their own
Yeah, I can hear you. No, it's fine. Yeah.
yeah. So everyone has their own style and everyone does NLP differently. So it's important that you need to find someone who you connect with rather than looking at the glamours and the things around it. I would say that's the first and the most important criteria.
Mm-hmm.
Second criteria is don't try to take shortcuts. Don't
Okay.
try to save on leaves just because the program is for 4 days. Uh, so I would say that uh, focus on value. If it means that you might have to wait for 6 more months to get those leaves and attend those 7 days, focus on those values. Because it's the same thing, right? If you get into IIT, you will find a way to take that time out and study.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, so focusing on value. Uh, Fees wise, yes, there are a wide range of fees. So I mean, there's not really one answer that I can give. Just
Yes. Yes.
I would say that focus on who you connect with,
Mm.
and if the fees are higher, it, wait for it till you get that money. Make a request because most of the great NLP trainers are always flexible. I've seen that they want to genuinely help people, and so they will be flexible with fees. I know I am. I have been. So um, uh, these are some of the things I think. Also to really recognize that how much effort, because a lot of times most people what they do is they do master prac trainer and then they start training NLP. At one level, it's okay. Another level, I think that I think if the trainer has had variety of experiences and wide range of learning, then they would have a much better experience to work with you.
And exposure as well to the subject.
Yes. Yeah. So these are the ways. The challenge is that when first time someone experiences NLP,
Mhm.
they don't have a reference, right? If I'm drinking coffee for the first time, then that's the only coffee I've had, so I can't really tell if it's a good or a bad.
Yes. Yes.
And so having a reference is important. And that's one of the reasons that we started doing NLP conference so that people can have that reference, that they can experience all these different trainers, how they are making a difference, their style, and then they can really understand that what a quality NLP session may look like and understand that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Nishit, about clarification. And Nishit, I usually come across this advertisement on Facebook and different places. Erase your memories using NLP. And um, last week, just 1 or 2 weeks ago, erase your NLP erase your memories using NLP for rupees 199 within 2 hours. This kind of makes me crazy. So could you please clarify that? Does really NLP um, can memories be erased? First of all, one question. And why is there this usage of erase memories using NLP? This is a lot of confusion about it. Please clarify about
Like I said about marketing, right? Uh, this is just a marketing to get people to sign up. I don't think that you can ever erase any memory.
it.
This is how memories work, right? You have something that's significant for you, that's current for you, that's now, and then there are some memories that that can go in the background. So you're not aware of it, but that doesn't mean they can be erased or they disappear. Just like if I ask you about, think about the times that you spend in your school, right? Now you weren't aware of that memory till I asked you to focus on it. The
Yes.
moment I got you to pay attention to that, automatically all those memories you think about, all those fun days you had with friends and sitting in the classroom with your teachers. So the memory still exists, it's there. It's just that we don't pay attention to all of them because we pay attention to what's relevant to us right now, what's relevant to us and what's going on in this moment. And so that's why you can. I don't think that you can ever erase memory. It just goes in the background. It stays there, but it's just something that you're not aware of. You can change your experience of the memory.
Okay.
That is different from erasing memory. A lot of times, I'm sure that people have had this experience where you know you've had this experience that was maybe intense, that was not so great. You felt really disappointed and bad about it.
Mhm.
But after after 2 3 years, when you look back at the same experience, you laugh at it and go like, seriously, I was worried about that thing.
Yes, yes,
Now the thing is, the memory hasn't changed. The memory is still there as it is. The way you experience that memory has changed, and that's what
yes.
NLP can do. So if you've had a negative experiences in life, if you've had traumatic experiences, uh, sorry, one moment. Yeah. So if you've had negative experiences and if you've had traumatic experiences, you can uh, change your experience of that memory so that you don't feel
Okay.
bad about it, you don't feel unresourceful about it, or you're not limited by it. But you can't. I don't think you can erase memory with NLP. Definitely not in 2 hours.
Okay. And that too, rupees 199 was a very good deal to catch the attention. But I just kind of thanks finally the viewers who are watching this interview. Friends, please now hope you got the clarity about the question that memories cannot be erased, but your experience can be changed over a period or with the help of NLP. Okay. And Nishat, I've seen NLP and walking on the broken glasses, NLP fire walking. But what is NLP and Himalayas? What is this amazing combination? I've been waiting for, but still want you to share about this.
Uh, so, like I said, for me, I my style of training is by giving people experience of it. It's learning how to drive a car. You cannot learn to drive a car without sitting in the car. You can't read about it. You can't have a theory classes or presentations or someone talking to you about it. It's about really going and experiencing it. And when I started mountaineering, I started climbing mountains. I noticed that there are so many times where I was challenged. There were times where I felt stuck. There were times that I was really stuck. Um, and I thought that, you know what, this is it. I'm not going to be able to get through this, or, I'm not going to survive, or I'm not going to reach my end wherever I want to reach. And I always made it. I mean, that's why I'm sitting here. Uh, so mountaineering taught me a lot about, you know, discovering my own potential, to really understand. I thought that I couldn't do something, but then I realized that, you know what, I could. And I'm always more than I thought I was capable of. Um, and for me, that has been some of the most profound and amazing experiences. So I thought, what if everyone can have that experience? What if everyone can have that experience where they feel like they're limited or they can't achieve something in life, but then going through this experience in the Himalayas, it changed their belief.
Nishit, there is some background voice coming up.
Yeah, sorry, just one moment.
Yeah,
1 second. I'll
yeah, Nishit.
yeah. So I'm saying, so I always had this experience where I thought that I couldn't do something, but I did it.
Hmm.
And so I was only limited by my thoughts.
Okay.
Most people live their life that way, right? They are limited only by their thought. And
Yes.
I felt that what if the experiences that I've had, I can model it out for people
Hmm.
so that they can be at a place where, they would find something challenging,
Mm-hmm.
but then they can easily change their belief and they go like, okay, I'm more than this and I can achieve this. And so the whole program is designed experientially where we specifically challenge people.
Mm-hmm.
Not dangerous. It's not something. It's not.
Yes.
It's very safe. But you would be challenged physically. You would be challenged in your thinking. You will be challenged with your belief, and eventually you'll reach that end point where you would go like, "Wow, it's excellent. It's brilliant." Uh, so that was how I started doing NLP in the Himalayas, where people have this really powerful experience of NLP, how it works. And like I said, NLP is a study. So this is the way you can study NLP. You can't do much in a classroom because that becomes theory. That becomes you talking about NLP. But you're going out there and really working with the locals there, modeling them. We spend a lot of time in the monasteries in the Himalayas, so we live with the monks and we
Wow.
spend time modeling them, interviewing them, recognizing their patterns. Uh, so that's how you have a powerful experience of
Mhm.
learning NLP. And so that's how I decided. So it's fully grounded in modeling, but it's also about challenging your thinking, challenging your beliefs. It's about modeling monks, living with the locals, living with the monks. And usually, most of the Himalayas program, we have participation from all over the world. It's also about connecting with people from all over the world. And that's the overall experience of NLP in the Himalayas. I mean, this is the only program in the world which is like this, which is one of its kind.
Okay. Nishit, you are also clarifying one more question without being asked, where like I heard from different people that NLP is good for bringing shift in others, but not in self. But as you are talking about NLP and Himalayas, you have walked the uh, talk, and then you have experienced this shift within yourself and helping others to experience this shift.
Yeah.
So NLP can be applied on self
Yes.
as well. It's not just for others.
It always starts with self
Yes.
because I think you can't take someone where you haven't been before.
Yes.
So you cannot take anyone else to a place where, uh, so if you haven't created transformation for yourself, then
Hmm.
you won't get those insights to work with others. You want to understand or recognize the structure or the concept of their problems. For you to be able to really recognize or identify with others' challenges, you have to first work on yourself.
Okay, that's awesome. And Nishit, there is this remembers my experience also, like how it is not that we can't explain what we have already experienced it. So when it comes to NLP, I have seen psychologists applying NLP, coaches applying NLP. NLP is everywhere, and modified version of NLP, like it is all NLP, but there are people come up with find fantastic names as well. So some coaches who are planning to take NLP and integrate into their coaching process, or the therapist who wants to explore NLP as well, what's your advice from application perspective?
So see, NLP is a study. It's not it's not a thing by itself. It's
Okay.
like a tool. right? You have hammer that you can use for multiple purposes, right? You can fix your pipe, you can hook a nail, you can fix your car. So you can do so many different things. So NLP in itself is not an application. NLP in itself is the tool that you
True.
use for a particular application. So you can integrate NLP in your coaching and enhance your coaching skills and make a
Yes.
really deep, impactful difference. But people apply NLP in leadership to enhance leadership skills for others. People apply NLP in teaching to, teach kids better, to help them understand better, to help them grasp better. People use NLP in therapy for healing. Uh, so now learning NLP, even I would suggest, I mean, this is just my opinion, it's not the right opinion. Then when you're learning NLP, learn NLP in itself, like pure NLP. Um, because then you can learn, you can decide how you want to apply it into the work that you're doing.
Okay.
Uh, and then you can find the application.
Right. That's awesome. And I'm super excited about the NLP conference. So not one master trainer. What caught my attention is, imagine when you are learning NLP from one master trainer. Now imagine master trainers from various parts of the world are uniting at one place, and that too it is online. So various people, no need to travel, all this stuff. So please share about upcoming NLP conference, Nishan.
Yeah, so we're doing the first ever global NLP online summit.
Mhm.
Uh, this time, this is the first effort that's happening on the planet. Uh,
Yes.
and there are two things. Before I talk about the conference, let me clarify the online part because a lot of people have this reservation about online. Uh, Now, if you notice, a lot of trainers have started doing NLP practitioner programs online,
Mhm.
which I think if it works for them, that's great.
Mhm.
I don't personally, I haven't started doing that myself because I don't think as an NLP practitioner, there are certain nuances and there are certain skills which you can learn only when you are face to face, which are
Okay.
significant when you are face to face.
Mhm.
But there is a big chunk of NLP that you can do online. Like about 80% of NLP you can easily do online.
Oh,
But about 20%, which are crucial elements for someone to learn NLP, I don't think can be done online. If someone's found a way, probably they have. I don't think that that's a useful way. So I think the first step of global NLP online
okay.
summit
Uh, yeah, Nishan, we are back.
Okay, sorry. I don't know at what point did it get disconnected.
Yeah, you were telling about online part about this
Yes.
summit. Yeah.
So the thing is that 80% of the NLP can be done online, but there are
Mhm.
this 20% uh, which are crucial. So I wouldn't do a practitioner program online.
Mhm.
But this conference is about learning to experience NLP from some of the best trainers. I mean, we've got Judith Deloiser. She's the one who built, she's the one who modeled out reframing. She's written so many books. She's an exceptional, I mean, she started developing NLP in the early days, like 40 years back.
Oh,
We've got so many like Jamie Smart, who's worked with NLP and three principles and so many different uh, processes and aspects. So, I mean, we've got some of the best speakers and trainers from around the world. And the idea is that one, the theme of the online summit is that entering the brave new world, because we are in a world where things are challenging, things have become difficult to predict, things are people are going through a lot of challenges, and so all of the sessions are designed to help people to create that transformation in people so that they can overcome whatever challenges that they're facing, the limiting beliefs that they might be having right now, how they can bounce back from shutting their business down for a couple of months, how they can bounce back from a financial crisis or emotional crisis or whatever they've experienced. And so each of the session is about this, and these are done from the, I'm telling you, we would never have these lineup available of speakers. They've never come together on the same platform. And that's the benefit of doing it online, because if you're doing it online, then we can actually afford to have them all together on the same platform. What it also does is it gives people experience of how people are using NLP in different parts of the world, how people are using NLP, because you're going to connect with global community. We already have signups from like 10 countries, 10, 12
Oh
countries.
my God.
So
Awesome.
you're going to connect with all these people and you'll understand how they use NLP, and there's opportunity for collaboration, opportunity to really work with each other. And so all of those is what our aims, our vision is to one, provide this space for help and support. And not just from the speakers, right? Even all the people who are attending are as inspiring. So build this community of people who are inspiring, who are there to help and support each other. And then the vision is for to kind of bring the NLP world together,
Okay.
uh, because people are joining from different countries, so you can bring them together at this one place and have this amazing experience.
Awesome. Nishit, is it for people who are already a practitioner, master practitioner, anyone, even with zero knowledge of NLP, can also attend this conference?
I think anyone can attend, because most sessions aren't about tools and techniques of NLP, they're application of them. So most
Okay.
session is about, having this one particular shift. It could be about creating emotional wellness
Hmm.
within yourself. It could be about developing leadership skills for this brave new world. It could be about, finding your inner resources.
Hmm.
So it could be about finding time for reflection. It could be about healing. So these are the applications which someone who's experienced in NLP will benefit, because they will learn different ways of doing NLP. So they will become more flexible and they can add to their skills.
Okay.
Someone who doesn't have an experience will also benefit, because they will experience transformation and they will experience that shift for themselves.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome. And maybe last question, Nishit, for this interview. Could you please suggest some of the books where a person, if interested, some of the books to read about NLP?
Yeah. I mean, there are many. The first book that I usually recommend people is there is a book called NLP Workbook by Joseph O'Connor, which is a great book.
Okay.
It's very well written, very simple to understand, but it says workbook, right? So there are lots of uh, uh, activities and exercises that you can do throughout the book. So that's a great book. There's a book called Ultimate Introduction to NLP by Richard Bandler,
Mhm.
which is only this small, so it's easy to read, which can be a great book to start with. There is NLP at Work by Sue Knight, which is also a simplified version of NLP and exceptionally structured book that I definitely recommend. These are some of the books to start with.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Nishit. Finally, now at one place, what is right from what is NLP to the suggested readings, NLP conference, all that. Thanks a lot for clarifying so many things about NLP, and I'm sure many people will get benefited through this interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this and asking these questions, because I think these are important questions that most people aren't aware of.
Yes,
So thank you. Thank you for bringing them.
thank you very much, Nishit. Thank you.